Happy New Year once again. And now it is the first SmackDown of 2018. And this show is taking place in Orlando, Florida. Last night's Raw took place in Miami. Hopefully the crowd is better tonight. We go from South Florida to Central Florida. Hopefully they're a bit better. And I think the reason why the two shows were in Florida, the majority of the roster, or at least all the new NXT people, the people who went through NXT, live in Orlando. They wrestled at Full Sail or for an NXT in Winter Park, Florida. So I think that's why they did the first two shows of the year in Miami and Orlando. Let them spend some more time at the holidays at home. I don't know, might not be with their families, but it is the first SmackDown of the year. And to start the show, the AJ Styles is out. Happy New Year once again. The Orlando crowd is already more engaging than the damn Miami crowd. He talked about his match last week and how he lost to Kevin Owens. Then after that, Daniel Bryan comes out. Him and AJ go back and forth. And then Shane McMahon comes out. The fans chant for Shane a lot, then they start to chant for Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's still massively over. I don't know. It seems like they're trying to turn Shane face or keep Shane face and Daniel Bryan here. I think that's a huge mistake. I think Shane's getting booed and Daniel Bryan's getting cheered. No one's getting cheered above Daniel Bryan. So they announced that I believe they're doing or not a rematch. It's actually, instead of AJ and KO last week, it's AJ and Sami Zayn as the main event, which hopefully they tear the host down. I think those two guys are going to really work hard because they know New Japan Pro Wrestling is in 2 days. Or actually, tomorrow night, depending on where you live, if you live in North America. And they're going to want to really have a great match, even though they'll probably definitely be restricted. And Shane announces he's going to be at ringside, and Daniel Bryan says he should be at ringside too to even it out. And Shane asks if Daniel Bryan turned the yes movement into the yep movement. The fans start chanting, yep, yep, yep. That thing's already annoying. And that's the match. Daniel, same AJ and Sammy. So, the first match is a tag team title match, which was announced last week. You got the Usos against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, the New American Alpha. We'll see how this one goes. We have new tag team champions. Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin won the SmackDown tag team titles. Match wasn't that long. It was kind of short. Dusty finish. Never mind. I see the referee already arguing. Maybe they let it go and they do it next week. No. Not a ref's out. We got a dusty finish coming back in. Usos will retain, obviously. I don't have a problem with the Usos retaining. They pinned Shelton, but, it's kind of hoping for new tag champs would be kind of cool. It'd be really good for Chad Gable and Shelton. I was kind of hoping they would win, but Usos retain. I think their next feud should be the Bludgeon Brothers. I think the Bludgeon Brothers should be the one to take the titles from them. Maybe Rusev in English. Rusev's the most over guy on the whole company right now, for whatever reason. But Usos retained. So they had Gable and Benjamin arguing heavily with the referee on outside the ring. Then we go to a backstage segment with Renee Young, who's looking great in her black dress, by the way. She's interviewing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's walking really weird and stupid. I don't know. Anyway, she's asking if it will change the outcome, and Kevin Owens goes in on her, he makes her look stupid, and then Sami Zayn, when they were talking, he was trying to say this is the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens show. And he says this is the 7 Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and KO even ribbed him for it. I was thinking to myself, what the fuck? Why was he thinking 7? Is he thinking of the movie 7? Oh God, hopefully we don't find a present with a woman's dead head in it. Fuck. Was he thinking about 7? Anyway, up next is Harper and Rowan, Bludgeon Brothers against frickin' Breezango. Wonder how that's gonna go. And they've also announced another fucking 6-woman tag women's match. It's Riot Squad against Natalia. Think of how terrible this is. Natalia, Tamina, and Carmella. Oh, it's gonna be horrible. So it was a different match. We just had Harper and Rowan killed Breezango like they should. Ascension comes out, and then Harper and Rowan just destroyed the Ascension, which was great. Ascension should be released like 2 years ago. They really should have. After their flopped debut. I don't even want to talk about that. Anyway, Harper and Rowan, I want to see them win the tag titles. I think it'd be cool. After that, they go backstage with New Day. They have 2018 pancakes. like they've carved out the numbers 2018 in pancakes. They're going to blow out a candle. Xavier Woods is. He's blindfolded, and then he's interrupted by Aiden English, and yes, the biggest, most over star in the company right now, Rusev. Rusev got a huge pop. He's wearing the happy Rusev Day shirt, or it's Rusev Day. And English cuts a promo on the New Day, and Rusev blows out the candle. Rusev's obviously just massively over right now. I think the match is going to be Aiden English and Xavier Woods in the tournament, U.S. title tournament. I went to a damn Mojo Rawley segment. I guess he's facing Zack Ryder next week. So now another match in the U.S. Open Challenge. It's Aiden English and Xavier Woods. Rusev and English were out first, and Rusev did the introduction first. He was massively over. New Day comes out. They got a decent pop. So these two in the ring right now, I think they're probably the least over parts of their factions, though. I've always thought of Xavier probably the third, most important in New Day, and English is obviously just a mouthpiece for Rusev. So Woods got the win. He did the flying elbow drop that he always does. He pins Aiden. So he faces, I think, Jinder Mahal next week. And they also announced that the finals of the U.S. Open Challenge are going to be at the Royal Rumble. So that's another match at Royal Rumble. You have a U.S. title Open Challenge, or a U.S. title tournament finals. I'm assuming Dolph probably gets involved some way. It'd probably be, Jinder and Bobby Roode. Then we go to a cringe-worthy backstage segment with Dasha. So you have Dasha the Robot interviewing Natalya, Tamina, Carmella, and Lana. There's a 6-woman tag, and Natalya's cringe-worthy. I mean, I kind of wish she'd leave. She'd retire. I was wishing she would have retired at the Clash of Champions show. I thought that was it for her, because she is just cringe-worthy right now. And then they have Carmella talk. She's okay. Carmella is looking unbelievably hot right now. She is just a smoking hot blonde right now. She's one of the... I mean, they have a whole bunch of hot blondes in the company, but she is just a smoke show right now. Anyway, and she's also going to that white Money in the Bank briefcase that she's ever going to fucking cash in. Maybe she loses. Maybe it's going to end up like Corbin. And Natalya brings up they used to be the Welcoming Committee. What a horrible fucking faction that was. You have two of the worst factions ever. The fucking Welcoming Committee against the Riot Squad. Two terrible factions. And they had Lana talk. She was bad. It was out of place. And then they had Tamina talk. And oh my god, even though it was one line, it's like it's so scripted. She's fucking horrible, man. If she was not Jimmy Snuka's daughter, she would have been released years ago. She is fucking horrible. She's a bum. Anyway, that match is up next. I'm not looking forward to it. Well, before the match started, they showed someone in the crowd. It was Karl Malone. Wow. I didn't know he liked wrestling, but he's in the crowd. The legendary player in the NBA. So, a damn Welcoming Committee comes out. Oh, these three are terrible. They're all so cringeworthy on the mic, especially Natalya. And Tamina's the worst. I mean, Natalya, when she cuts a promo, it's just cringeworthy right now. Riot Squad win. And it was... Oh, imagine these two having a match. Sarah Logan pinning Tamina. Ugh. I mean, Ruby Riot's okay. Liv Morgan's bad. But, I mean, Sarah Logan's just doesn't belong. She's like a developmental beginner stage. And, I mean, just the thought of them having a match together is terrifying. But, anyway, Riot Squad wins. Ruby Riot starts to cut a promo after the match. It's ripping into the fans, calling them all miserable. You pretend you're happy, you're all miserable. And then she ends it by saying Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan are entering the Royal Rumble match. I guess they'll do a Riot Squad Absolution standoff at the Rumble. You're going to see that showdown. Now, Charlotte comes out to interrupt them. Charlotte, she gave her some bad dialogue. She introduces Naomi. And now someone else is joining them. It's Becky Lynch returning. So Becky joins them. Becky got a big pop when she came back. She's finished shooting that Marine movie with the Miz. Miz is back on Raw next week. So I guess shooting's done. Becky comes out and the three of them just destroy the Riot Squad. She's giving them exploder suplexes. Riot Squad's getting their asses handed to them. Hopefully this is the end of that group. That group sucks. The three of them stand tall. I'm just wondering when is Carmella cashing in. But Yeah, those three. I guess you have three factions. Now, yeah, you know what? It's funny. You have three factions on SmackDown. You have, the baby faces, Charlotte, Naomi, and Becky. Then you have the heels, which are the Riot Squad. I mean, you have the first set of heels, which are the regular heels, Tamina, Lana, Natalia, and Carmella. Then you have the Riot Squad. So I guess you have three factions now with women on SmackDown. Anyway, coming up next, main event, AJ and Sammy. Hopefully they have a great match. I'm sure they'll be motivated with New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 12 coming up in a couple of days. So I was hoping that the show would be Corbin free, but they showed him in a backstage segment. It was kind of worth it because it's a huge botch. The first 10 seconds, he's just staring at the camera, and then you can almost hear the producer say, go. And then he starts talking. It was a huge botch. It made me laugh. He declares himself into the Royal Rumble. Before that, they were running down the card. They're talking about the men's Rumble match, women's Rumble match, the U.S. title tournament finale, and then the W Universal title triple threat. I think they're also going to get AJ and Sammy. I think Sammy might win. Maybe you got AJ, Sammy, and KO. Maybe a triple threat match. That's what we get. That'd be awesome. So there's interference by Kevin Owens. Shane gets involved, and Daniel Bryan gets mad. He says, why don't you and he says Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens have to go to the back. And this distracts everyone. AJ nails Kevin Owens and who was on the apron. But then Sami Zayn hits a haluva kick, pins AJ Styles. Sami Zayn beats AJ, so AJ's now lost to KO and Sammy in back-to-back weeks. Then he gets pissed off. He starts yelling at Daniel Bryan. He says, why don't you make it a handicap match at the Royal Rumble? Which I thought immediately it's a triple threat. I didn't think handicap really, but Daniel Bryan then makes it official and the show ends. It's a handicap match. AJ Styles defends his WWE Championship against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, so that's your next title match at the Rumble. I thought it should have been a triple threat. I don't know how they work I mean, you know what? When more I think about it, it would have been a handicap match. If it was a triple threat, it would have just been the two of them beating up AJ, and then they turn on each other, and that's what's going to happen. So it doesn't really make much of a difference. Match should be awesome. So we got a handicap match for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. AJ defends against both Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.